Yes.
So excited to meet you. So I'm Tanya. I'm here on behalf of Style Canada.
Yes.
And I'm just like a big fan, so I'll try to like keep my fangirl in check. but no promises. So okay, so you're hosting this amazing, incredible event tonight. Host and curator, which is a massive deal. So for anyone at home who cannot be here tonight, what can they do after the event in terms of voting couture for the cure?
Oh, so that's a great question. So people who are not here at this actual event can actually go online at cashmerevotecouture.ca, and for every vote that is placed, $1 goes towards the charity, which I think is important. This benefits the Canadian Cancer Society and the Quebec Breast Cancer Foundation, which for me, I think this is like the most important part of this cause. I mean, we're here for the show and the spectacle, but it's this whole idea of this give back. And this is 19 years strong. I have been admiring the Cashmere collection from afar for many, many years. And actually when I was host on Canada's Next Top Model, we did an integration with designs on the show. So I've been a fan for quite a long time. So when they called and asked would I be curator, I just said, well, absolutely yes. I mean, it's like a definite. I love that people can be involved when they're not at home, or not here, so they can actually go in, vote, and also going into Breast Cancer Awareness Month, any specially marked packages of cashmere and Purex products, a portion of the proceeds also go towards the charity. So there are many ways to give back, but I really encourage people to go online and vote for their favorite design. They're all so unique, they're so special, but everyone's gonna have their favorite. So you've gotta vote for your favorite and activate with all of us here today.
I love that. There's 12 incredibly talented Canadian designers from all across Canada.
Yes.
I don't know if you can say, but do you have like a favorite right now from what you saw the illustrations, or like taking a peek in the back?
Well, I can't really say, because then I'm going to sway people that have a favorite.
I know.
Of course. I mean, it's really hard, when you've been working with this group and you come down to these 12 designs, they're all so uniquely different and special in their own way. I just love the creativity. First of all, I don't even know how these designers are working with this product. Because we're working with Cashmere's Ultralux, the newest product, so it's very, very, very fragile. Again, they're getting kind of large bolts of the raw material. They're not working with like little rolls of toilet paper. But to see that creative genius in creating these garments, and again, working with this year's theme, which is Celestial Awakening. And, it's really difficult to kind of see them come together, but also all be so unique. And so for me, I don't really have a favorite. I just love that they're so different. But then some are more dramatic than others, and I can be dramatic, so maybe some of the dramatic ones I really love. I don't know.
That's fair. Okay.
How about that as my
Yeah, that's great.
Then you can decide when you see them.
So we love that this event, as you said, supports cancer fundraising and creates awareness around that. And unfortunately, so many of us have been affected by cancer, personally or with family and friends.
Absolutely. So, I think it touches almost everybody's life. And what I like to look at, and I come from actually a whole medical family, and just seeing in the last 5-10 years, looking at the advances that have been made, but this all comes through awareness, but also fundraising. And I have very close people, people who are close to me in my life and in my family, kind of dealing with this at the same time. So I'm very personally invested. I am an optimist, so I do believe in hope and change, and I think we are moving towards a time where we're looking at breast cancer as something that's chronic and treatable, and we can move through it and maybe get to a point where we don't even have to have it anymore. Yeah.
And today is the first day of fall. I'm not sure if you knew that.
I did know. No, it's officially the first day. You're right. I was actually talking to my driver about that yesterday coming from the airport. But yes, today's the first day of fall. Why, you're going to talk fall trends?
Well, I mean, I have to ask. So do you have like a favorite that's for fall, winter?
What's really interesting, when it comes to kind of fall fashion, especially now, everything's so changed. I feel like fashion is going through a rebirth, kind of top down from an industry side and also a design perspective. And it's almost like we're in a moment of fashion is like anti-fashion. So we have to look like we're not trying, but we're just throwing it together. It looks supposed to look effortless, but it actually takes even more curated thinking to kind of put together some of these looks together. What I always tell people, especially when you're moving into a new season, you got to think about what's most comfortable for you, what's your lifestyle, but you really should kind of practice your own individuality. And if there was any time in fashion, I think it's right now, when you look at what a lot of these big designers are doing, it feels so individual and not, when you look at some of these collections, you're not just thinking, oh, okay, this is the look for just this entire collection.
Right.
And I think that's how we should look at each other as individuals. So really express your own creativity through how you're throwing things together. I throw out tips there, like I feel like a lot of people are afraid to kind of mix and match patterns, like really throwing patterns that might not go together. Now's the time in fashion you can do that. Look at what's on the runway. They throw things together that you would have never thought to put together even 5 years ago.
Totally.
So now it's like literally just, you can almost put things together like make it look like the luck of the draw.
Right.
And it'll work.
No real
if you wear it with confidence, it'll work.
Anything with confidence. And
Yes.
this is like the effortless, curation that you're talking about. Just, just casually dangling if I could touch your shirt, which I just did.
Yeah, so my shirt was supposed to feel like very quilted, like bathroom tissue, but yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, we'll put that back. I'm a Torontonian.
Okay.
And we like to take like some kind of ownership of you, even though you're in warmer soils right now with a beautiful pool, which I saw.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, so the funny thing is, like, someone just said to me, because everyone's saying, wow, you're so tanned, but that's because what people don't realize is I was, because I'm getting more into a different design space. You'll learn a little more about that coming up.
Cool.
But I did all the design work myself. So everything.
Amazing.
Yeah, so the CAD renderings, everything. So I was literally outside working. I did a lot of the work. So
wow.
I've never been
You've
this tan
earned
since
this
I've been
tan.
like 12 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
This is with sunscreen.
hey.
Melanin and
Protected.
sunscreen, you still get
Protected.
really, really,
Yeah. So grew up in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking back to Toronto, what's your favorite Toronto memory, or what really like warms your heart to think of the city?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. It's such a beautiful city. I mean, I really loved, especially when you like, I don't know, whenever people would come in to visit, we'd always have to do like the sights.
Right.
I mean, like the CN Tower is like it. And I just love seeing people's like reactions when they're kind of up there, because there's a lot of people tend to be scared of heights.
Yeah.
I guess kind of like, well, because I grew up here and went to high school here, a lot of people don't know. I always tease where I got my start in fashion on television was actually because I would run the fashion shows at our school. So I was one of those schools, I was at Dr. Norman Bethune Collegiate.
Okay.
We competed with the whole fashion thing.
Yeah.
And so I remember when we reached out to Scarborough Cable, and we actually got them to come Scarborough Cable, yeah, we got them to come and actually air our shows. And they're actually, I look back at them now and go like, those were actually kind of cool.
That's really cool.
So yeah, so those are my memories, is just being allowed to be just so creative and just do what I needed to do.
Yeah, I love the early roots there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know you always got something going on. So is there anything that you can like give us the inside scoop on in terms of a project or up?
Well, I do love design stuff, and in terms of like even architecture and internal design or interior design. So you'll just see like maybe moving into that space, and who knows, maybe even in the television space, we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah,
See, you got your pretty side the whole time, right? She got the good side.
Oh, yeah.
We just got to know
So
this
nice.
is her good side, because we got to say how awful the bad side is.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.